Nintendo Switch 2 release date leaked. Suggest need to start saving now. Interesting, Michael.
All right.
Angerhad over at Gaming Bible here. Rumors surrounding the Nintendo Switch 2 have been rife over the past year, and they show no signs of slowing down thanks to another report courtesy of Nintendo Prime. It has been years since the Nintendo Switch burst onto the 7 years in fact.
Ooh.
Since we had the Nintendo Switch. It's been a while. Praised for its functionality and library of exciting exclusives, the first Switch has aided us well, but it's now time to get on to the successor, I think, at this point. According to the recent discovery by Nintendo Prime, after finding the rumor shared in Weibo, the Nintendo Switch 2 will be officially announced in January of 2025 before releasing to the public in March 2025. It is worth noting that the rumor has been machine translated from Chinese and has not officially been translated by Nintendo Prime. It is pretty adamant about its findings. So just a heads up on the rumors. But again, Nintendo rumors continue to swirl as people are getting more and more excited for the Switch 2. Michael, do we actually see the announcement of the Switch 2 in January with a full release in March? If you're a betting man, what are your betting odds on this one?
I'm saying I like these. I would take these odds if I'm a betting man. We talked so much about, hey, game X and game Y. You gotta make sure you're ready for GTA. Gotta make sure you're ready for GTA. The same thing applies to the console as well, right? The GTA, we know, it's not going to be on the Switch 2. That is not ever going to happen. So if you are the Switch, you need to beat that. You need to get out ahead of it. You need to make sure that your next Mario game is out. You need to make sure your next Pokemon game are out and ready to go well before GTA comes out. And I think this timeline fits, right? Get it out in March. People will pick it up. Get some games to drop over the summer. Everyone will have their Switch 2. By the time GTA launches, you can be like, all right, cool, you played your Mario, you played your Pokemon, now go play GTA 6. So I think that this is going to be pretty spot on. I think we talked about it. We've looked at the calendar. January isn't that heavy. It's a lot of remakes and re-releases coming out. So you would dominate the January spotlight. Then you wait. February's jam-packed. Get into March. Bam. Maybe late March, right? Give Monster Hunter Wilds probably about a month to kind of really pop off. So yeah, I think this is going to be totally right. The thing that I found is interesting that they say is also in this translation true is apparently Nintendo's way to stop scalpers is to just produce so many units that they'll never be out of stock so that the scalpers can't resell them at a higher price.
Which is a first, right? Because Nintendo usually ships a limited quantity so that if you do see one on the shelf, you want to automatically pick it up because like, holy man, I haven't seen one of these in months, right? I haven't been able to get one. So they build the FOMO of you missing out, that the minute you do see one or have access to picking one up, you do that. Now they're going to counter that theory and go the opposite way and just flood the market because scalpers and bots are so heavy now that they are just sweeping up everything, right? So then let them buy them all and then they can sit on them. Like, too bad for you is now how that's going to be. I'm very curious to see then day one sales in that case, right? Because all of a sudden it'll explode. But how many people are looking to try and scalp a unit, right? Because it has been known to do that in multiple generations past, even with other consoles. We've seen it with the PlayStation, we've seen it with the Xbox. Dude, you can't get one. No, you can't get a PS5 because I've got one, but I'll sell it to you for $3,000. No, right? And that's how it was back then. And it continues to be in that mind frame. We were short on parts back then, not short on parts anymore. Push out a ton of them. Michael, what's the library look? I think is the biggest question for me on day one for the Nintendo Switch 2. What do you hope to see?
I think gotta be a Mario game, right? I'm biased to Mario Kart, right? I think Mario Kart 8 was a launch title with the Switch. It was one of those you buy it, you got a code. I'm almost positive that's how the first Switch worked. So Mario Kart 9, it's been 7 years since we got another Mario Kart, right? So give us a launch Mario Kart, maybe a launch Mario platformer. I don't know if we'll get a launch Pokemon, but I know Generation, I think 10 is supposed to be around the corner. Those are kind of your big three if you're Nintendo, of like, all right, you get your Pokemon fans, you get your Mario fans, you get your Mario Kart fans. those are, I think, the 3 launch titles you've got to have. And if you do that, again, you'll be well set well into the time GTA comes out.
I'm wondering where Metroid Prime is at, right? They're talking Prime 4. Is that going to be this year? No, this year's running out. To be a launch title then, I think they're ready to go, but they're saving it for that launch, right? I think you get the usual, you get a Mario game. Dude, what did I really like to see is a Donkey Kong Country brand new experience. Right? I'm a Donkey Kong Country fan, and the last one we saw was Tropical Freeze. So besides this new remake or HD remaster kind of thing that we get into often, right? I don't want that. I want a brand new Donkey Kong game. Can we get that? What does that look like? Especially what does it look like on the Switch 2 instead of just being a remaster, right? So hopes and dreams, but yeah, we'll see. January announcement with a March release.